Hey everyone, it's DB. So recently I've been grinding some ranked duels with agents on stream, and I wanted to showcase a few replays for those of you who are interested in seeing a little bit more what the deck can do. I have some replays in which I show off some alternate combo lines compared to the deck profile I previously posted, which I'll put somewhere on the screen now. And I will also show off some duels in which I play through some interruption. Also, still the process of learning all the ins and outs of agents, so don't take all my plays for the gospel on what to do, but I think this is a good showcase. Let's jump right into it. Alrighty, so in this duel I'll showcase the 2-card combo of Diviner and Trias, which will end in the FTK. Now, as with most Diviner lines, this will go straight into Master Flare Hyperion, and because we card your Trias, we can send Athena off of Diviner. What that does is we no longer have to use Union Carrier to send Dawn Knight, which we actually drew in this hand, which is great because then we can utilize Ava with Union Carrier. So let's jump right into it. So getting off that Diviner, send Athena, as I mentioned. Trias effect from hand. Diviner effect, summon DD Sprite, go straight into Master Flare. Master Flare effect. Then Venus, summon out the Shine Balls. Next up, we go straight into Union Carrier here. Union Carrier equips Shine Ball with Ava. Link into Moon. And we use Ava effect. We're going to banish 2 Shine Balls. We're going to grab Neptune and DD Sprite. And always send that Majesty Hyperion as well with Moon's effect. Neptune bring back Venus. We just need to get Neptune engraved. Well, we don't have to, but might as well use it for the extra body first. Then we're going to link into Condemned Dark Lord. Okay, so I did want to point something out. This particular combo allows us to go into Dark Lord early, but you do have to be careful about this, because if you're missing the right pieces, then going into Dark Lord early will just mean that you won't be able to complete the FTK, so sometimes you will have to go into Dark Lord like after you summon Parshath. In this particular line, it's fine though. That's something I always like try to look out for and think about when I'm going through these lines. Alright, so summoning Celestial Knight Parshath. Discarding the Dark Lord Superbia. And this is another new addition, actually, I didn't mention, but I am playing Linkuriboh. Now, if I wasn't playing Linkuriboh, I could complete this combo as well, but it would require that late Dark Lord, as I mentioned, and requires 2 discards instead of only 1. So I have been liking Linkuriboh in the deck recently for odd situations like this to trigger Parshath's effect. Like, as I said, it can save you discard, but sometimes I feel like it just helps you navigate awkward hands or if you make a mistake. So I've been preferring Linkuriboh over Sorry, I cut Staryu was my cut. I also ended up cutting Nightmare Cerberus for Herald of Miracles, I believe I'm playing right now. That his name? Herald of Mirage Light. Honestly, I haven't summoned this yet either. This slot is still, I think, extremely flexible. I have been liking the Apollousa as well. And from here, it's just the loop. We have established everything. Athena in hand, or Athena on field, Athena in grave, and Dark Lord Superbia in grave, with a fairy on field. And so I'll just be at the footage because I'm sure you're familiar with this by now, you know this loop. So I do end quote-unquote the loop a little earlier. Yeah, so here I go straight, I end the loop just to try to finish the game here, going to Superbia to do 1200 from Superbia, 1200 from Master Flare Hyperion. This is a little bit more optimal play, I think, for optimizing the damage, and then just go into Dagda, the final blow. So yeah, that's the first game. Alrighty, so we're here in the second duel. So this is the standard combo that I have in hand right now, that I showcased in the deck profile. In this particular duel, I do get interrupted, so I think this is a good showcase of pivoting into the backup plan, which is summoning Christia, or just try to make, you know, any type of board we can. So yeah, this is pretty standard. Summon Earth, grab Neptune, go into Venus. However, here we get Nibiru, and this is pretty funny. A lot of people don't realize this. So Neptune actually gives the monster you summon protection against Nibiru, because it says, neither player contribute a monster summoned with this effect until the end of your opponent's turn. So it does leave you at least the one monster on board. If this happens to you, you'll at least keep one material. Sometimes it does end your turn, but in this particular hand, I did have a lot of gas in hand, like a lot of extenders, so I'm able to play through this. Not every hand can do this. You will draw like some of your bricks. Like here, I did draw Superbia, but sometimes you might draw like, you know, your orange light instead, or you know, just draw your Athenas or Shine Balls. It can be a little bricky, but there are, I would say, a decent amount of time you do draw, you know, enough extenders. And we can also, another bonus with the Nibiru token, you have that to use with DD Sprite. So that's a pretty nice little bonus there. And here, you know, our goal is just to climb to Parshath, so I, you know, go into Moon, dump Majesty Hyperion, and also when you want to get Sanctuary in the Sky, which Majesty plus Neptune does. So I also tried to make sure that I have the proper amount of fairies exactly for it. Now, you don't need to for this always. Like, for example, I could have linked off the Majesty Hyperion instead, and then use DD Sprite to go into Link Haribo, and then trigger Parshath's effect to summon Christia from hand. However, Christia's effect to add back a fairy from hand, I feel like, is really good if you do have to go to a grind game. So, especially I want to add back Ava to use with Herald of Orange Light. So I made sure, just in case, to keep Majesty Hyperion on board if I needed to use it. There are sometimes scenarios where you have to kind of look ahead and plan out how many fairies you'll have in grave once Parshath hits the board. And you discard to search out Christia. And you can manipulate the amount of fairies you have engraved by using Majesty Hyperion's effect to banish, you know, a fairy from your graveyard, sometimes targeting your own fairies, or targeting either a spell trap that you have engraved or your opponent's grave to, you know, you're just manipulating the amount of fairies you have engraved. So that is something to keep in mind in this situation. Ideally, you know, you have something plus Christia, but sometimes Christia is just enough, and you'll see here, my opponent's on Dinosaur, they activate Misk, I don't Orange Light, and they just scoop. I'm like, you know, what are they gonna do? I'll save the Orange Light, but yeah, there's nothing they could really do. Alrighty, we're here with the third replay. So in this duel, I actually am going second, although my opponent did brick a bit, but I still do have to play through a few interactions, so I thought this was a decent duel, at least, to show off. They are going to start off with a Pot of Desires, and just set 2. So, unfortunately, yes, they did brick. But we can play through a few interruptions. So we're going Earth first, against Infinite Impermanence. But, and this is why I like playing 2 Trias, we contribute Earth for Trias' effect to dodge the Infinite Impermanence effect, because we do really want to get Venus into rotation here. Next, we're going to Neptune to summon said Venus. Going to use Venus's effect, but we get met with a second Infinite Impermanence. So, you know, they definitely have interruption here, even though they did end up, you know, not having much else, just those 2 Infinite Impermanence. Next, we're going to link into Moon again. So right now, our backup plan is to just try to either kill them because we're going a second, or go into Christia. I don't think we have the material to just go into lethal here, so we're gonna just go right into Parshath here. And again, I think this worked out so that if as long as I discard Called by the Grave here, I would have exactly 4 fairies in grave. Let me just summon Christia, add back Earth for follow-up just in case, and yeah. Just attack in. Christia will probably shut down even if they, draw Stutter now. Although they did have Darkhold, but not much else. They didn't have any follow-ups. I guess they just drew all their going second cards. But some people forget about this, but Christia has another effect where it goes on top of your deck, which can be a good thing in this scenario. It can be a bad thing, obviously, if it becomes dead. There were some scenarios where, looping it can be pretty good. Alrighty, so we're here with our 4th and final replay. In this duel, I will showcase the Diviner plus Neptune combo, which Sacred Waters will search out. So this is pretty similar to the Diviner plus Trias line, but it does deviate a little bit, so you'll see. Because we can't get Athena into graveyard early, we'll have to send it off of Union Carrier Dawn Knight combo. So yeah, we're gonna have to Diviner send Trias. Then go straight into Master Flare. Master Flare effect. Summon some Shine Balls, as per usual. So here, instead of going into Union Care, we're just going to go into Moon. So Moon hits the board, going to send Maxi Hyperion. Then Neptune, just to make sure, get the body on board in Venus. We can banish it, get full value out of it. For Majesty Hyperion, search Sanctuary in the Sky. So here, I can go into Dark Lord early on this particular hand because I have DD Sprite in hand as well. It doesn't really make a huge difference overall. I mean, that's just my preference, I guess. It's up to you kind of what you want to do here. Like, I could have just went into Dark Lord later and then discard both of my cards in hand. I will end up handless either way, so it's whatever. It just feels cleaner to do it like this, personally, so if I can go into Dark Lord early, then I prefer to do it like that. So, discard Superbia. Search Athena. Next, we're going into Union Carrier. So, yeah, we're going to use the DD Sprite to just banish the Union Carrier in this scenario. Just to clarify, if you were to go into Dark Lord later, what you would do is when you have, like, so let's say I have Parshath Union Carrier, and then you should have one other fairy, since you saved a material earlier. So what you would do is Union Carrier target either Parshath or the fairy, and then go into Dark Lord. Then, you wouldn't be keeping the Parshath on board, and you would just have Athena plus the Condemned Dark Lord to start the combo. But yeah, from here it's just the loop. I think my opponent scoops pretty quickly, so shouldn't take very long, thankfully, this time. But yeah, this is some agent replays. I figured it would be a good starting point for anyone else who's interested in the deck at all. Let me know in the comments below if you would like more replays like this, or if you would prefer maybe something like some Edo Pro combo replays or something like that, just showing off the different combos you can do. Because I do practice my combos or lab stuff in Edo Pro anyway, but obviously it's not as nice as Master Duel, so if they're interested in it, maybe I'll do that. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, Remember to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.